Sam here from CreativeMinds. In this week's video, we're going to cover the Glossary Remote Import add-on. This add-on essentially allows you to have a constantly updated database of your site's glossary, which you can then easily export and transfer and merge with other glossaries on different WordPress sites.
So the first thing you'll need to do, as always, is install and activate the add-on. You will need to go through this process on both the parent glossary site and the other site or sites where you want to import the parent glossary or merge the existing glossary with the parent glossary. You can go to Plugins on your dashboard, then search for the Glossary Remote Import add-on and activate it. Once you have activated the add-on, you will need to go into your tooltip to license and input your license key and activate the license. So the next step is to do a backup of the glossary on your parent site, which will allow you to have an automatic backup of all new glossary terms and any changes you make. If you go into your general settings and scroll down to backup, you can adjust the settings here. You can choose to have a secure backup that is protected with a PIN number. So if you select secure backup, you can also choose the PIN you want to protect your glossary backup with. Below, you can also choose how often you want that automatic backup to take place. If you wish to disable the automatic backup, you can select Never. The last setting for the backup is the backup rebuild hour, which determines exactly what time of day your automatic backup will take place. After you have chosen and saved your backup settings, you will need to go to the ImportExport page to retrieve the URL to the backup, which you will then need to input in your receiving site. The URL should appear on this page. Next, you will copy the URL of the parent site server and head over to your receiving site. But before we head over to the receiving site, I want to show you the terms that are in the parent glossary, which we will then back up and transfer over to the receiving site. So as you can see, in this glossary, I have three terms: apple, carrot, and salmon. If we head over to the receiving site's glossary, you can see here that I have two terms, cat and dog. The next thing you'll need to do on the receiving site is adjust your remote import settings. You can find the remote import settings under your Tooltip settings page in a new tab, which should appear after you have activated the add-on. Here you will put in the URL of your parent site server and the server PIN associated with the backup on the parent site. Now let's adjust the settings. You can choose the remote import interval, which determines how often the remote glossary will be imported into your receiving site. The remote import hour determines the exact time that the remote import will take place. Finally, the most important setting to pay attention to is the import mode. This setting determines how the new glossary terms from the parent glossary will fit into your receiving site's glossary. If you select Replace, all of your glossary terms will be removed and the new terms will be added. If you select Merge, then the parent glossary will override your existing glossary, so that any of your glossary terms that also appear on the parent site, their definitions will be updated based on the parent site and new glossary terms will be added. Lastly, if you select Add New, the import will ignore glossary terms that already exist and only import new ones. One final note is that you need to save the changes first before clicking Import Now. So once you've saved the changes and click Import Now, you have successfully remotely imported the parent glossary. So let's take a look at how this works. After these are imported into the receiving site, they should appear in the glossary, definitions and all, and also appear highlighted with a tooltip when you hover over them. So as you can see now, the three terms have been imported into the receiving site's glossary: salmon, carrot, and apple, as well as the two terms that previously existed, dog and cat. And on our sample post page, all terms now appear highlighted with the tooltip activated. So you have now successfully merged the two glossaries.
The Glossary Remote Import add-on is an amazing way to share a glossary with a friend, to sell a glossary to a client, to easily replicate your glossary across multiple WordPress sites that you administer, to build upon a glossary by importing other glossaries to your site, or it can just be a way for you to keep your glossary constantly updated. So I hope that you check it out.